If I was to paint out the kind of person that I want to work with, I would say they were similar to me. They knew that they were made for bigger and better things. They weren't able to fully express themselves when they were in school. They were probably called a weirdo. They couldn't fully open up and be themselves because every time they did, it was met with people picking on them, bullying them, or you were thrown out of the classroom because you were disruptive, or you were somebody that wasn't allowed to have time to express because it would take away that from all the other kids. And maybe you were someone who was, very clever and very smart, have intellect, but it didn't match the same academia that you were doing. So you were able to think smart, critically think, daydream about awesome things, be very creative, make bits of artwork that were totally different to what the other kids were making. But when it came to the actual exams and learning stuff that wasn't thrilling to you, then you were labeled a problem. And so you made yourself small. You stopped trying to express because every time you did, you would not be allowed. So you learned very soon that being yourself meant that you weren't accepted. And that later on went into your life. You still overperformed, over-delivered in things because you wanted to prove your worth, prove yourself to people. But because that inner version of you that never got to express didn't come out, you still feel like a part of you is stuck, clamped and behind, and not able to be truly you and authentically you. So everything that you've done through your life is done through a mask, and you've become so highly competent at wearing that mask that everyone just sees you as that mask, but really deep down you know that that's not you, and you have an idealized version of who you are in your head because you're that when you're on your own, but you struggle to bring that version of you out when you're in public because of the preconceived idea everyone has of you based on what you emit. So if that sounds like you, that's who I want to work with. That's who I want to get through that clamp, that thing that stops you from being able to express, that keeps you stuck in your throat and tight, that version of you that feels stressed and anxious because you're always trying to be somebody else rather than yourself. If that's you, pop me a message.